Here is something almost nobody talks about. You have never, not once in your life, seen the actual world. You have only ever seen your brain's version of it. Your eyes send signals, tiny bursts of electrical information, and your brain takes those signals and builds a picture. Like a painter finishing a canvas from a rough sketch. It fills in the colors it expects to be there. It smooths out the edges it doesn't think matter. It quietly removes the things it's decided you don't need right now. You're not looking through a window. You're looking at a painting. And the painter is invisible, working so fast you never notice the brushstrokes. So here's a question worth sitting with before we go any further. If two people stand in the exact same room, and each brain builds a different picture, are they seeing the same world? And which one is real? Right now, as you watch this, your attention works like a flashlight in a dark room, where the beam hits, sharp, clear, real. Everything else, the edges of your screen, the wall on your right, whatever's behind you, your brain is filling in. From memory, from habit, from what it expects to be there. What is your flashlight pointed at right now? And what's going completely dark because of it? Here's a quick test. Don't move your eyes. Stay focused right here. Now, without shifting your gaze at all, what's in the top left corner of wherever you're sitting? A wall? A window? A lamp? You think you know, but did you actually see it just now? Or did your brain fill it in from the last time you looked? There's a well-known experiment that shows this in a way that's hard to forget. People were told to watch a video and count how many times players in white shirts passed a basketball. Most of them focused on counting, completely missed someone in a gorilla suit walking into the middle of the scene, beating their chest and walking off. Not because they weren't paying attention, because they were, with the flashlight pointed at the ball. And if the beam isn't on something, for all practical purposes, it doesn't reach you. The flashlight only lights up one place at a time. Everything else is a best guess. Now here's something that makes this even stranger. There is a real hole in your vision. Right now. A physical gap where your eye has no cells to detect light. None at all. You've had it your entire life. And you have never once seen it, because your brain patches it. Every second, without telling you, it invents what probably belongs in that spot and paints it in. So clean that you never feel a gap. You can find it yourself. Search blind spot test and try the dot exercise. Close one eye. Slide a small dot slowly across the screen and watch it vanish. Not into blackness, into nothing. Into whatever your brain decided to fill that space with. And here's what that should make you wonder. If your brain is quietly patching a real physical hole in what you see, without your permission, without you ever noticing, what else is it patching? Here's what's actually happening underneath all of it. Every second, the world sends an enormous amount of information toward your senses. Not just what's in front of you. Sound, temperature, the pressure of your clothes on your skin, movement at the edge of your vision. All of it at once. Your brain cannot work with all of it. Nothing could. So it does something very deliberate. It edits. It decides what seems important enough to keep, and it quietly drops everything else. A sudden movement near you. That gets through. Someone saying your name across a noisy room. That gets through. The hum of the air conditioning. The weight of your feet on the floor right now. The texture of the wall 3 feet to your left. Probably not. What are you not noticing right now? Because the edit already happened before the signal even reached you. Think about the last time you were completely absorbed in something. A conversation, a book, a problem you couldn't let go of. Someone could have walked through the room and you might not have registered them. Not because you weren't present, because the filter was doing exactly what it's designed to do. Pointing the flashlight at what matters and letting everything else go dark. This is not your brain tricking you. It's your brain making you functional inside a world that would otherwise be impossible to move through. But here's the part worth sitting with. Who trained the filter? Who told it what matters? What your brain shows you is not raw reality. It's a useful version of reality. Useful for surviving. Useful for moving. Useful for responding to whatever your history has taught it to pay attention to. And most of the time, this works. When you reach for a glass of water, you don't miss it. When someone waves at you from across the room, you see them. The useful version is close enough to function inside. But here's the part that doesn't quite leave me alone. Your useful version is not the same as someone else's, because the edits your brain makes are built from your whole life. Everything you've been taught to notice, to expect, to fear, to care about. Two people can stand in the same room, in the same conversation, and genuinely come away with different things. Not because one of them wasn't paying attention, because each brain was running its own edit. If your version is useful enough, does it even matter that it's not perfectly accurate? Maybe. Because that argument you've had, where you were completely certain of what happened and the other person was equally certain of a completely different version, neither of you was making it up. You were each reporting your own edited cut of the same moment. So when you feel sure you saw something, heard something, or know something is true, is that certainty coming from the world, or from your brain's very confident version of it? Here's where I want to leave you. Your brain is not hiding reality to trick you. It's doing something much harder than that, building a workable, livable picture of a world that would otherwise be impossible to move through. And it does it so smoothly that you almost never notice it happening. But the painting is never the same as what it was painted from, and you cannot step outside the painting to check. Every time you try to see what's really there, you're using the same brain that built the picture in the first place. The painter is also the only critic you have access to. That's not a flaw. That's the situation we're all inside together. You are not seeing reality right now. You are seeing your brain's best, fastest, most well-intentioned version of it. And somewhere, someone else is standing in the same world, with different memories, different fears, different things their filter was trained to notice, and building something different. Which version is closer to what's actually there? I don't know how to answer that. And I'm not sure any of us can, because the only tool we have to look is the very thing we're trying to look at.